Carver deciding to write up Colicchio. One of the best character arcs on the show belongs to Carver, the officer who started off as a knucklehead alongside Herc as a dynamic duo. In fact, in many ways, he's worse than Herc in the beginning, as Herc had a few good moments, like when he stops to talk to Bodhi's grandmother, or lectures the new cops at the end of Season 1. Carver spies on behalf of Burrell on his own detail, steals money from drug raids, and doesn't seem like the most intellectual powerhouse of a character around. However, after guidance from the likes of Daniels and Bunny Colvin, advice which resonates with Carver where it doesn't with others, he sees that the Western District way, the bashing heads and keeping the hoppers in line way of doing things, is defunct and self-perpetuating. He tries to become part of the community, helping kids set up a basketball hoop, for example, and sending them to Cutty's gym for training. He was a believer in Bunny's Amsterdam experiment, and one of Carver's greatest personal moments is when he decides to write up the out-of-control Colicchio, who beat up a teacher after being embarrassed by some young hoppers. Carver berates Colicchio, but in typical Baltimore PD style, he offers the man a cover story. But when Colicchio doubles down and says he was in the right, Carver looks around at the silent officers and decides enough is enough and does the right thing. The difficult thing, the thing that might make others think of him as a rat, a snake, someone who doesn't look after his own. But in this moment, he was willing to take that. He does it for the betterment of the force and for Baltimore policing as a whole, at the risk of his personal reputation with the men he drinks with and hangs around with. Carver is really one of the more fascinating characters in the show. Here he offers Colicchio an out, the same treatment Daniels gave to him and Herc when they went into the terrace at 2 a.m. and caused trouble. But they were at least gracious enough to know they were in the wrong. But Colicchio decides to idiotically bite the hand that feeds him. It shows Carver how far things have gone in the Western, that officers are now thugs parading the streets, and this is a small step in changing the way things are done, changing the war zone soldier mentality that Western District coppers have.